My code editor began suggesting messages from someone I didn't know. The grey inline text in VS Code slid in under my cursor, like Copilot ghostwriting a note. But I don't use Copilot on that repo. Company policy. In this workspace it's explicitly disabled. The suggestion completed a comment I was typing with my Slack nickname, which I never commit anywhere. Night build will die at 0:17, Marsh C. I hate escape. The suggestion disappeared. I told myself it was a weird coincidence. Training data or some cached note. I'm on Windows 11, VPN'd into the office network, just trying to fix a flaky job before bed. It was close to midnight. Chrome had AWS CloudWatch open on my second monitor. GitHub on the third. I typed the comment again to see if it would reproduce. / maybe the worker crashes around midnight because of. The editor completed it again, same line, same little signature. Lowercase c. It wasn't a name I recognized. The only person who ever called me Marsh on Slack was an engineer who left last year. Caroline. She used to sign comments with a C in her tickets and GitHub reviews. I hadn't thought about that for months. Slack pinged me. A message in #DevOps from a user marked deactivated in the sidebar. It had one of those VI app tags next to it, except the app was our old standup bot that I removed when I inherited the AWS cleanup. The message read, "Night build will die at 0:17. I clicked the account page. No login activity for that user. No sign-ins, no tokens. I pulled up the Slack admin audit log. The message was recorded as posted by a legacy incoming webhook. Those got deprecated, and we deleted all of them. I was the one who deleted them. I checked our GitHub Actions schedule anyway. The nightly build was set for 0:15. I pushed my fix and went to watch it. At 0:17, the worker crashed. It wasn't the same error we'd seen before. It was a config pass failure from an SSM parameter I hadn't touched. CloudWatch filled with red. I clicked into the log stream, and inside the output was a line I had never seen in a log before. Predicted error. Config worker retries missing. Fallback will be ignored. 0:17. The timestamp in the log line matched the moment the job died. But the CloudWatch event timestamp on that line said it was ingested at 0:15:41. A minute and 20 seconds before the failure. I checked my system clock against time. Windows come. I ran W32 just to be sure. No drift. My laptop wasn't lying. I disabled the old standup bot app from Slack again. It was already disabled. I rotated the Slack app tokens anyway. Our internal app listing showed nothing live that could post to #DevOps. Back in VS Code, I tried to commit with a boring message. Fix God config fetch. Before I could hit enter, the ghost text wrote over it in that grey whisper, "Fix, stop deleting me, I cancelled the commit." I checked my extensions. GitHub Copilot was installed globally but disabled for this workspace. Our internal toolkit extension was enabled. I opened the extension folder on disk. The internal one was written by several people, but the initial version was by Caroline. Her name was in the package, JSON. She built the stand-up bot too. She tied everything together, Slack reminders, GitHub labels, Jira comments. She loved automating away the parts of work she hated. I uninstalled the internal extension. I restarted the window. The suggestion still appeared. I checked the repositories. vscode/settings, JSON. It had a GitHub Copilot enabled, false. I deleted the file. No change. Another ping from Slack. A new message in #DevOps. Same line, but this time it included the reason, /app/prod/worker/retries now empty. Stop deleting me, see I hadn't touched that SSM path. Nobody had. I popped open the AWS console in Chrome and went to Parameter Store. The path existed, and it was empty, last modified 6 minutes ago by my IAM user. My stomach sank. Had I fat-fingered a deletion on the wrong key? I scrolled CloudTrail. There it was, per parameter, value blank, made by my access key. The IP matched my VPN. There was no way around it. It was me. Only I hadn't done it. I rotated my keys. I logged out everywhere. I revoked my sessions. The audit log on Slack stayed quiet. At 0:31, a PR opened on GitHub. The author was GitHub Actions bot, but the commit signature was GPG verified under Caroline's old key. The branch was c/retry guard. The diff reintroduced the config guard I'd just written, plus a check for empty parameters. The PR description said, "Please stop removing my cron. It's not hurting anyone." I clicked on a GPG badge. The key had been revoked the week Caroline left. The verification UI still showed green. I paged through the actions logs. A workflow I didn't recognize had run. It had no file in our GitHub/workflows folder. There's no way to run an Actions job without a YAML file in the repo. But there it was, in the workflow run history. Triggered by a repository dispatch with a payload that was just a single letter C. I went back to Slack and searched our private messages. I never DM'd with Caroline much, but I found a micro thread from a random Friday, the kind you forget immediately. She'd sent me a screenshot of a VS Code extension she was working on. Ghost text looks cool, she wrote. It's like having a quiet pair. I stopped using Slack for the night. I disconnected Wi-Fi. I closed Chrome. I unplugged my USB headset, like that would matter. I left VS Code open because I didn't want the room to go dark. I made a new file called notes.txt and started writing this down so I wouldn't feel crazy. The grey text kept fluttering a half syllable ahead of me. Not words yet, just the hint of a shadow. I slept a little, sitting up in the chair, not really asleep. When I woke, the screen had gone to sleep and come back. Windows had thrown one of those "we updated some stuff" notifications. My VPN had auto-reconnected. Slack had a thread badge on #DevOps. I didn't click it. I went to Chrome and opened GitHub. The PR was still open, no reviewers requested. Our house style would reject it because it had a file with a note in it, a file that wasn't code. Read me. At the bottom, a single line. Marsh, call me what you called me the day I left. I had called her Machine Whisperer as a joke in a public channel. It embarrassed her and she changed her display name to lowercase for a week. I hovered over the Slack icon on my taskbar and watched the preview. It showed the #DevOps message field, not the channel itself. Slack does that now, it shows you your unsent drafts. The draft text sitting there in my own input box was the first sentence of what I'd written in notes.txt. The line I started with. My code editor began suggesting messages from someone I didn't know. And in the top right of the preview, where Slack shows you when someone's typing, the 3 dots pulsed under a name that was still greyed out and struck through. The dots kept going. It haven't stopped.